Hey guys, what's up? This is Tony from digitalradiomarketing.com. In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step process on how you can steal your competitors' keywords by carrying out content gap analysis. Now, there are two tools that we need. One is SEMrush, the other one is Excel. So once we are done with all the process, what you will get is this table right here that you can see on the screen, where you can filter out based on different metrics. You can see side by side your metrics compare to your competitors. You will be able to see the keywords in different keyword category and so on. So let's get started. Okay, so here's the outline of each step. Now what I have done is I have separated them based on each tab. So when you look at the Excel sheet right here, all these tab that has been highlighted, essentially what's described in this step-by-step guide. And so for example, data tab, what we need to do is gather keywords using SEMrush, identify competitors and gather their keywords, and then copy and paste all the metrics. Pretty simple and easy. So let's talk about first step here in a little bit more details. Now, what we need to do when we get to SEMrush is to basically click on organic search and type in your website and click on search. And then you can click on positions. This is where it will give you all the keywords that you rank for, and then click on export. Now, what you want to do after you got your own keywords is to find out who your competitors are. And SEMrush does give you this pretty cool tool to help you identify competitors that you might not have even noticed or be aware. And the way they do that is to basically find common keywords, and so that any sites that have overlapping keywords are most likely your competitor. That's the way these competitor tools identify the competitors for you. Now, in most cases, this may not make sense, especially depending on what kind of content that you're thinking to create. So for example, in this instance, what I'm thinking here is to create more content about SEMrush, because I want to create a series of videos that talk about SEMrush functionalities. So what I did was, instead of just simply using this competitors tab, I went to Google and type in how to use SEMrush. Now, Google being Google, it will give you a list of websites that are highly relevant, of course. So the first one that shows up obviously is the blog section of SEMrush. So I wanted to get something other than just SEMrush itself. By scrolling down, I could see Backlinko, Sears Interactive, Shout Me Loud, and other websites other than SEMrush are listed here on the first page. So what I did was I grabbed Backlinko and Sears Interactive. And of course, you can do more than just two. You can do 3, 4, 5, depending on how much time you have. And all you need to do is basically grab that URL page, which I basically open this page up, and these are the pages here. And then I just grab the URL and paste it in there. And the cool thing about this, the way that I'm showing you to do, is because you will be able to get exactly the section of the site that you want, and analyze those keywords. And I know some of you might think at this point, like, why do I need to bother going through so many steps to get the competitor content gap analysis done? Why don't I just use this keyword gap function that SEMrush has? Well, I thought about the same thing initially, but when I actually start using it, the problem is that it says here, enter domain. It does not let you enter subfolder or certain section of the site. So in this instance, what I want to do is I want to only analyze the blog section of CA Interactive. I only want to analyze the hub section of Backlinko. Okay, so backlink or SEO. So this really is the section I wanted to analyze. Now, when I enter this in here and click on go, what it does is it revert back to the domain level. So I ended up getting so many keywords where it's almost impossible for me to get everything because of the plan level that I have. I can only download 10,000 keywords. So this is why I came up with this other method. So back to collecting the keywords here, export the organic keywords, and then back to the Excel sheet here and just copy and paste, or basically just drag them in here. And then what you want to do, you want to copy and paste the entire thing into this data sheet. And I have already actually incorporated all kinds of formulas in here. So like I said, you just basically gather all those competitors' keywords and then copy and paste. So what I did was I copy and paste the whole thing. The first part is mine. It doesn't really matter which one you start from. And then, you just need to, in fact, I can show you right now, you just need to basically copy that, come here and just paste it. Just make sure that you don't copy and paste the header because that is already present at the top. So that's all you need to do is just copy and paste. And then the formula that I have, so you just need to, extend it down and it will give you all these results basically. So that's the first step. Just go to SEMrush, gather the data, keyword data, and then copy and paste in this sheet. Then the next step is keyword processor tab. So in this tab, what we're going to do is by separating the keywords that we gather into single keywords. And then we're going to use go to special to remove blanks and then compile all the keywords into one column. So what I mean by that is, so what we want to do is we want to, YouTube unscalable ads, we want to break this up into 3 single keywords. That's what we're trying to do in this step. And the way to do that, let me show you, is basically select everything that you have already copy and paste and open up a new Excel sheet. Using data, go to text to columns, next, use space, next, and finish. So now it broken out all this into single keywords now. Now what you want to do, you just check to see up to which column that yes, so it has keywords up till J. And then what we want to do is go to home, go to special and blanks. Okay. So what it does is it finds all the blanks for you. Now we just need to hit delete, seal up. Now when it's done, as you can see, now we have no space. And you just need to grab this, copy and paste back to keyword processor tab and just paste the whole thing. That's all you need to do. I already have a formula embedded here. You will just convert everything for you. As you can see right here, so you basically take the data that you input here and make it in one single line. Now the next step is to clean these keywords, because as you can see, there are keywords that we don't need, such as 000. And we also need to remove stop words such as commonly used word is, the, or, those kind of words, which actually I have already collected them and created a formula to remove them. So what you need to do here is to basically just grab the whole thing, copy that, go to clean single keywords tab, and then paste it. That's all you need to do. And then the formula embedded in here will tell you whether to keep or remove. So you can see those 0 is remove. Again, more 0. A, that's the stop word that I talk about, remove, and so on. In, those keywords that they will basically need to be removed. So coming back here, now that we are at this stage here from the list of keywords, and we are going to use a pivot table to basically get the total count of each keyword, and then filter the keep only keywords. Now to do that, basically go insert. Now because this sheet is protected, because it has embedded, it has formula embedded in there, I don't want anybody to change it so that the whole thing will collapse. What we can do is we can just grab this whole thing, open up a new tab, paste it there, and then insert pivot table. Okay. And we just need to grab the table, keyword here, and then filter here. And with the filter, we will be able to make sure you select multiple items, click on that, then click on remove, so that we only want to have the keep keywords. Then once we do that, you can see the count of keywords. So this is basically saying, okay, 1 appears 20 times, 2 appears 17 times, and things like that. So we want to click on more sort options, click on descending, and then count of keywords. Now what this does is it basically sorts the keywords based on how many times, the ones that appear the most times. So Google appeared 2,300 times approximately across all the websites. So if I scroll down, yeah, Google appear here, Google off. So Google appear a lot of times, essentially. This is what it's telling us. Okay, so now we have this. Then we can go to the next step. Single keyword pivot tab, we just done that. Next step is to categorize it. So we already have a tab for that as well, which is right here, categorization tab. All we need to do is to just copy and paste the number that we just just gathered, basically. So let's go to that sheet here, select everything, copy that, and then come back here and just click on values like that. That's all you need to do. Now, I have already come up with a category list for this particular analysis, but of course, depending on the industry, depending on the type of analysis, depending on the website, all this kind of, the category list can change. So what you need to do is basically come up with a list of category that is relevant for the website that you are analyzing. So for example, in real estate, if you're analyzing real estate industry related websites, you might want to do, housing, mortgage, and there could be different kinds of categories based on the real estate, obviously. So that's the idea here. You basically want to come up with a list of keywords, categories that are relevant to the website that you are analyzing here. Now, once you input them here, what this does is I have created a drop-down tab. So anything that I'm just gonna put housing in there. When you put it in there, it gets added to the list. And the reason that we are doing this is so that we don't, when you're typing in manually, you might make, spelling mistakes and something like that, which will appear when we aggregate it at the end in the final table for the category. It might sort of start showing up as duplicates. So to avoid that problem, I created this system where all you need to do is just type in the category list, and then once you've done that, you can start allocating them. And in case if you need more, you can easily just add it at the bottom here, and then that will appear in the list as well. So once this categorization is done, well, actually before that, I need to mention, you don't need to go too crazy with the categorization here. In a sense, you don't need to go all the way down to single digits or something like that. What you need to do is to really find the relevant keywords and then categorize them, because just by doing that, even just by doing 1/10 of the entire list, because of these keywords could appear, that should cover most of the keywords that you are trying to analyze. And even if it doesn't, you can always come back and add more. So the first time round, what you want to do is to really go through the list pretty quickly and just start from the ones that appear the most. And then once you have that number here, you just select all, copy, come back to the data tab. And so that's essentially the next step the final step that we are doing here. Once you're done with the categorization, copy and paste the categorized keywords. So we are right here back to the data tab now, and then copy, do paste spatial values and click OK. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, before we do that, ideally we should actually filter this so that we don't need to carry over the blanks over there really. So let's try this again. Select all, copy that, paste spatial, and then the formula embedded in here, you will automatically pull this category into here. So once you start once you copy and paste here, you will start populating automatically. And I have also added the questions section here, which I have already done that here. How, what, where, when, why. These are the sort of most common used question phrases. And so if the keywords contains one of those, in this example, how to read Chinese text file, you can see right here how shows up here. And now we are ready to create the final pivot table, the final table that I showed you at the beginning of the video. So what we need to do is select all and then insert pivot table. And of course, this tab is protected. So we can just copy that, go to a new tab, paste it here. Because there's so much data, it takes some time to do that, obviously. And then we can do pivot table. Okay, so now what we can do is basically replicate what we did like here. And it's pretty simple. So you just need to drag category, keyword, URL, and then sum of search, average position, keyword difficulty. If you want, if you don't want it, you can remove it. But what I recommend to start with is really having questions, keyword difficulty at the top, and just have category, keyword, and maybe URL, and then just look at the search volume and just the position. So let's do that right now. So we'll have keyword, we have, category first, keyword, and then URL. So you will nest it underneath there. So you can say category, and we have some that's 0, obviously. So to collapse it, you just need to right click here, expand collapse entire field. So it will just collapse the whole thing there. And to get rid of the 0, what you can do is you can just unselect the 0. So the 0 is basically the keywords that didn't get categorized. So you can come here and see, okay, if there are certain keywords that you think that can be easily categorized. For example, redirect seems to appear a few times. So redirect can be categorized under SEO. So what you need to do is you can just go back to the categorization, look for the redirect, and then you can just categorize it and then bring that over here, copy and paste, or you can just redirect. Well, it's easier to copy and paste, so that's what I'm going to do. And the category is going to be SEO. So I just gonna copy that single one here and paste it. And everything should get automatically updated now. So I'm going to copy the whole thing and come back to the sheet where we created pivot table. Okay, so I paste it here. As you can see now, this one 303 redirect is now SEO. And then I can just go to data. Well, actually go to pivot table, analyze, refresh the data, and you can see those 301 redirect now disappeared and getting categorized under SEO now. The 301 redirect, 303, so those redirects that's showing up here. So that's what you can do to further refine it once you are done categorizing the first time round. And of course, if you don't really want to see that uncategorized section, you can just do this. And then we can grab the domain in the column. That will show you a different domain there. And then we are going to grab the search volume for the value, and then position, the ranking position. And then we can grab keyword difficulty and also questions. So now we are ready to analyze. So let's say I want to look for how keywords, and then I can see right away, which website, what kind of aggregated search volume they are. And it seems like, of course, there's a lot of SEO how question keywords that a backlink is ranking for, and I can see, okay, my website doesn't rank for any of those. Any of these, really seems to be easy to target or not. So, I can say, okay, I want to find something that's easy to target. So let's do 60, see if anything shows up. There are some. Are they relevant? If they are, then I can create that content. So that's the idea here. Hopefully this is useful for you. And if you have any questions, do feel free to send me a message, and I will see you in the next video.